Hi. Took my glasses off for a second. Hi, it's Garry. Welcome to today's slightly delayed live stream. So, like ever, there was me being clever. I've been ready since 8 o'clock, so I've been ready for about half an hour. I had OBS running, everything was fine, everything was connecting through. As soon as I started streaming, it crashes, so I ended up rebooting. What's so annoying is I do reboot normally on a Saturday, so I rebooted it yesterday and it's normally okay, so just don't know what happened there. But that's a problem with any computer, isn't it? Let's jump on in to the chat. And I've got to put my eyes on now to be able to listen. Not listen, sorry, listen. Who listens with glasses? Not me. To be able to read properly. So, David, welcome to you, David. Hello from just north of Austin, where it's 41 Fahrenheit, which is about 5 Celsius. I hope everyone had a great week and will have a blessed one next. Yep, thanks for that, David. And then we've got Tom, 71 Fahrenheit here in San Fernando Valley area of Los Angeles in California. Welcome, Tom. Hi to you, Jim. Jim, hi, guys. Hello from Harper's Ferry, where it's 35 degrees or 1.6 Celsius. Just have to have a mouthful of tea after all that excitement. Blonde Scales 1, welcome to you. Hello from Arkansas, where it's 48 Fahrenheit. Then there's a message from me. Ted, hello from Seattle, where it's raining. Oh, I suppose it's better than snowing, though, isn't it? And then Tony, hello all, back in the UK, Northwest Wiltshire. It's 10 Celsius at the moment, and we had a high of 15 Celsius today. Awesome. It's nice to see the weather's warming up for you. And then there's me. Blonde Scales 1 sends a virtual slap to Gary's computer. Oh, I know. I mean, fortunately, nowadays, computers are so quick to reboot. I remember years ago when I was working with that dreaded Windows system. I mean, well, all of them, to be honest, but to do a reboot, you'd be talking 10 minutes. Here, it's about 30 seconds. What I'll have to do is, as we go into each thing that I'm going to show, I may need to just twiddle around to get the settings right, because I normally do that before I start. Sorry, Jim, always happens at the most inappropriate time. Absolutely, it does. Andreas, g'day all. A very pleasant 28 Celsius in Brisbane this morning. Wow, that sounds nice. I wish it was like that here. I'll show you our temperature in a minute. Blonde Scales 1, computers are evil that way. Absolutely they are. They're the best thing in the world and also the worst thing in the world. David, hello from Bandera in Texas. Welcome to you, David. Jim, to Blonde Scales 1, I know I'm an IT guy. Yeah, I mean, it's just always typical. I remember when going back a few years, I ran a support team for, obviously it was for a very large thing, and always the night that I had a drink was the night that something would go wrong. And I keep saying to people, some of the best support work I've ever done is when I've been absolutely pie-eyed. Ricardo, good morning. A mild day here in London in the UK. Welcome to you, Ricardo. Marcy Me, welcome, Marcy Me. Hello from Texas. And we've got hi to Tony from Ted. We've got a yay from Blonde Scales. I'm assuming that's me finally turning up. David, hey, Marcy. And then we got a wavy thing there from Marcy. Norwegian Tinkerer. Welcome to you. Hello from Norway. Wow. Welcome to you. Thanks for joining. David, hello to my Texas brothers and sisters. David, I went to Drumgools in Houston for a road trip yesterday. Annabelle Sophie Hiller from Applebooms tuned up my beloved Mont Blanc Zaya Nikolai Malachite 146 and a couple of 149s and did an exquisite job. Awesome. Marcy Me, my granddaughter had a tennis tournament in Austin today that was postponed due to snow. They went ice skating instead. A big difference there, isn't it, between tennis and ice skating? Is that grass tennis or is it like a hard court thing? David, to Marcy Me, where was the snow? Up there, it rained here. And then David, Matt to Marcy Me, boy, did it rain here. Let me just refresh. We got David to David saying hello. David G, I can use his location. Let me just go back up, get that. David G, Bandera, Texas. I'll just make a note. Thank you for that, David. The map's really coming together. If I remember, I'll show you it later on. Norwegian Tinkerer, I've just ordered a Sailor 1911 large black in extra fine, and I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on it. Awesome. Yeah, I do need to eventually look at those. They're just so expensive over here. Oh, hang on 1 minute. Sorry about that technical thing. I've got a Bluetooth speaker that I use because, I mean, the MacBook Pro speakers are good, but this Bluetooth one is a lot better. But the problem is, when I restart, I need to reconnect it to the Bluetooth on the Mac because it's only a cheap one, so it doesn't do it automatically. Yeah, so I'll have to get a Sailor Large eventually. I'm looking at my next pen purchase, which I'll most probably put the order in during the week. Not sure where I'm going to get it from because I've got two different places, and they have actually got different prices. So what I'm looking at getting is a Platinum 3776 with a music nib, but I'm also looking, as part of the same order, to get a TWSBI Eco with a medium nib. Hopefully that's the plan. Whether it happens or not, I might just end up with the 3776. I just need to see what the costs are when I actually make the order. Ricardo, I'll start with news from the UK, where the writing desk is closing their retail business. They will keep the repair and custom nib side of the business. They are one of the few specialists in Lamy. That's a shame when they're closing down. You know, I can understand maybe, the costs of having a shop and even with the cost of doing online stuff, I can see in this climate why they're doing it. Kaz, good evening all from the UK. Welcome to you, Kaz. Norwegian Tinkerer, it was 38% off. Wow, that was an awesome bargain. Blonde Scales 1, always nice to catch a good sale. Yeah, sure is. Okay, so let me pull up. I've just realised. Sorry. As I said to you, I need to. I'm going to say some rude words in a second. I'm sure of it. So I want to copy that. I'm just going to have to do quickly, see if I can. It won't let me. I'm not going to be able to show the comments, I think. Let me just do. Yeah, OBS is still playing up. I can't get in to do the properties to show what is coming up on screen. Let me minimize everything for a second. No, it's not showing up there. And it's not showing up there. Never mind. So sorry, I won't be able to put up any of the comments today. Let me just put these back. God knows what's happening here. I've got no idea what's going on at the moment with this damn thing. I've now lost my live stream panel, so I can't actually see what's going on. Let's see if I can get it back at least. And all these technical things. Are we in? Please, I'm crossing my fingers. Yes, we are. So let me go back to live chat and pop that out. Okay, let's go back to the comments. After all that messing, does this help? No. Okay. So where were we? So David G, hoping to receive my first broad nib Monday on a TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR. I love my broad nibs. I would say at the moment the broad that's my favourite. Blonde Scales 1, computer needs a few more slaps. Yeah, I'm going to give the computer the benefit of the doubt. It could be OBS. I am looking at alternatives, but none of them give me the flexibility of OBS. But when OBS doesn't work. Today's mug, by the way, Star Wars, and I'm on a different tea. I'm on Earl Grey at the moment. Marie, hi from Michigan. A little late, but needed to get the meatloaf in the oven. Awesome. Oh, I'm on the wrong one there. Let me change this. I don't know. Never worked with computers. Ricardo, they hardly had any new stock coming in the last year. My Lamy 2000 medium came from them, tuned beautifully. Yeah, it's such a shame. Tony, having decided not to buy the Visconti Homo sapiens this week, I saw an email offering a Nagasawa profit with a gold zoom nib at half price. I couldn't resist it. I bet. Let me just get this cable. Do you know, it's my own fault. Normally I plug my iPad in before I start because I think to myself, you know, if I need it, it's there as a backup. Today I thought, I'm not going to bother. So what's happening? Everything's going wrong. David, you need a bigger hammer? Absolutely. Oh. Plug that in. Oh, I might not even be able to show the iPad. We'll see in a minute. Well, we'll see now. I'm just going to try and switch to the iPad. iPad screen. Oh yeah, I can still get into the iPad. At least that bit works. So, so some of the stuff which I wanted to show, I'll be able to show over here on the iPad. So let me get the first one up. Norwegian Thinker. I also have a Lamy stub nib 1.9 on the way. Really looking forward to getting it. Yeah, I've got a 1.5 on an AL Star, which I really like for titles. It's not inked up at the moment. I've got a couple of other ones that I'm using for titles, but that'll be getting inked up soon. Not sure what ink I'll put in it though yet. David, to Tony, hey Tony. Then we've got David to Ricardo saying hello. To Blonde Scales 1 and Blonde Scales 1, we got a hi. Kaz, are you still seeing purple instead of white? Absolutely. I was talking about this yesterday on the member one. So I'll take my glasses off. These are just reading glasses. It's weird. I've worn distance glasses since I was 18, and I've been my previous couple of sets of glasses. So maybe about the last 6-7 years, I've been multifocal. So I've been wearing them constantly, and it's weird not having glasses on. I went out this week and we bought this strap, you know, what I call an old biddy strap. You know, so I've got the glasses hanging around my neck now. Sorry about that. So, yeah, it's really weird. But, yeah, so if I look out of this side, this is the one which wasn't done. Things look really, you know, how I would expect. But if I look out of this side, everything's got like a violet tinge to it. Apparently, it's normal. And by the sound of it, it'll never go away. But it's just weird. And, you know, it takes a little bit of getting used to because colours now, you know, the way I'm perceiving them are different. Ricardo to David. Hi, David. Tom, on positive side, it's your computer and not your pens that are giving you a hard time. Oh, I don't know about that. I've had one when I talked about it. It had been giving me a hard time yesterday. It was very nearly flying through the air. David, please forgive. Sorry, me. Tony, hi, and Ricardo. Hi to Ricardo, Marcy, me, Kaz, and everyone else. Kaz, hello. And we got another hi to Tony there. Okay. I missed the Zoom call again. Correct time. Wrong time. And then let me. Thanks for your posts on the Discord server. Yeah, I'm trying now to be a bit more active there. So, yeah, hopefully you should see some more. And then Tom, we've got Ronde. Yeah, sorry about that. So let's try this. Let's switch on over to the iPad. I can't see what I'm doing. iPad is there. So here we've got the iPad. Current temperature here, I know I've gone, 20 minutes and not mentioned it. It's 18 Celsius at the moment, or 64 Fahrenheit. Absolutely freezing. It is so cold. It's amazing. Let's go back to the camera for me. So today, good job I didn't have a topic planned for today. Today was going to be a general chat. Hey, that seems to have worked so far because that's all we've been doing. Tony, Gary, your brain will tune out the colour difference so you won't notice it. Yeah, it'll come out soon. Blonde Scales 1, I missed it too, was tired and hurting. Now, there's another one of the things this month, it was not on the normal week, but hopefully next month will be back to normal. So let's switch on over, if I can find the right one. Glasses on again, Gary. It's for Pen of the Week. Forgot to move the mic. So, Pen of the Week. Here's my notepad. This is a Midori MD cotton pad. It's got a slight, I would say, like slight ivory colour to it, and there's a nice texture. So, the Pen of the Week was the Narwhal, and this was the 365 model from 2021, and it's called Cano Crystals. It's Jonathan Brooks Primary Manipulation 3.5. A very nice pen. There we go, just spin that around again. On here, I have changed the nib. I've got a broad goulet nib on here. It came with a medium nib, but I just thought a broad would be better. So we've got here a Navalo and 365 Cano Crystals. The price for this, when I got it, was $241. Obviously, you can't get them now. These 365 models, there's one released every year, and they use different models, but they only do 365 of them. The ink is by Diamine, and it's Grotto. So this is an extreme sheen ink. I think actually colour-wise goes really well with this pen. Just going to move this camera down a little bit. It seems a fair distance off. There we go. Let's move that over. Yeah, you can get that. That's a bit better, isn't it? You can actually see the writing a bit better. So, that was the Pen of the Week. That gave me a chance to have a little bit of a sip of a drink. So up next, the first pen of the week from last Sunday is a Pen BBS 308. I love this blue colour. It reminds me a little bit like a neon-y type blue. Very, very bright and very in your face. Cartridge converter. My poor Bluetooth is going all over. I'll have to do another restart after this, I think. There we go. I like the fact we've got an O-ring there, so if you wanted to eyedrop this, you've got everything you need there to do that. And I don't think there's any holes in the material. So we've got here a Pen BBS nib as well. So it's a Pen BBS 308. This has got a lot more feedback than I was getting from that 365. We've got a medium nib. Price-wise, you're looking at approximately 36 Aussie dollars. And the ink is by Diamine. It's Cosmic Glow, so it's another sheener. Love the blue of this ink, and then we get that gorgeous red sheen coming through. Next couple of pens I won't be able to write with because they're empty. So I had the Narwhal Skullkill This is in, what is it called? Not Paul Peter Navy, it's the other one, Chromis Teal. Piston filling pen. See there, we've got that nice piston window there. On here, I've got the narwhal nib. So this is a medium nib. The ink that I had in here was was Colourverse Aquarius Whispers. And this pen, roughly 102 Aussie dollars. Next one is the Twisby Draco. A pen I love to hate. Love the material, love the way it looks. Another piston filler. Stupid piston ink window there, though. I don't know why I always call them piston windows. Because it's clear, it looks like you can see all the way through it. But inside, there's another reservoir. So most of this just stays clear. And you've only got a little teeny tiny reservoir where you actually see the ink. So a bit of a waste there. And then we've got that silly, stupid little nib on there, which to me spoils the entire look of the pen. The ink I had in here was Diamine Forest Gatto. And this pen, when I got it, it's 215 Aussie dollars. And I believe they're only available on the second-hand market now. Next up, we've got my new baby, my Pelikan M1000 in the Renaissance Brown. Stunner of a pen. Absolutely loving this pen. So much so that the ink I used during the week when I was using it has now run out. So I've refilled it. In here is the last of my Diamine Yuletide. So that's another bottle I've managed to empty out. This is the last of that Diamine Yuletide in here. So when this runs out, that'll be it for that. Beautiful pen though, broad-nibbed, and it writes so nicely and so wet. And that's why I think it goes through the ink so fast. It's a very, very wet writer. It's another piston filler. No piston window as such, but the pen is slightly translucent. You can't see it here. So to see the ink level, what I have to do is hold it up to a light, squint a bit, and then I can actually see what the ink level is. And we've got that stunning massive nib there. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've got here a Pelikan M1000. It's a broad 18 karat gold nib. You can see how wet it is. To me, although it's a broad nib, I would describe this like as a quadruple broad. It's absolutely gushing out the ink. Price-wise, it's 1,350 Aussie dollars. It ain't cheap. The ink by Diamine, and it's Yuletide. The issues I had here where it was starting, it's not really that it's hard starting, it's me being too tentative. What I've started doing is if I put a little bit more pressure on, it writes straight off. But yeah, stunner of a pen. We're going to do a massive jump now in price. We're going for a fountain pen, a Revolution. This is the Darjeeling model. There we go. Nice light pen, fairly reddish, maybe like a blood red. It's a cartridge converter. One of the things I don't like, it's one of them silly converters which you do push-pull. But it doesn't matter. You know, you get into it, you get your ink into it, and you start writing. Got the fountain pen Revolution nib here. So we've got just going to put FPR, Darjeeling. And this nib is, just double checking, a medium. It's a fairly fine side of medium to me. Price-wise, about 31 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine. And it's a Red Robin. Nice red ink there. So that's the Darjeeling. Next one. Let's move this up a bit. Oh, that's the same one we just done. I don't know. Next one. This is from Hongdian. It's part of the Black Forest series of pens. This is the Light of Hope. I bought this pen for one reason only. It's the name, the Light of Hope. I think it's absolutely glorious. It's actually quite a nice pen. So it's a blue colour, even down to the nib. The nib is blue. And it's another one where we've got a cartridge converter in there. All metal, very, very thin. That's one of the things I do notice with it, but it writes really nicely. So we've got a Hondian. Again, we've got quite a bit of feedback on this. The Light of Hope. Price-wise, you're looking at approximately 32 Aussie dollars. The ink is by Diamine, and it's early dusk. Just have a mouthful of drink, sorry. So there we go. That's a Hondian, the Light of Hope. Final pen. It's a TWSBI Eco. It's been a nightmare, this pen. The flow, I've got major flow issues on it. Sometimes I can't even get a word out and it stops writing. What I'm going to do, I haven't done it yet, is I'm going to try pulling out the nib and feed and giving it a good clean. It could be that there's some shimmer material caught in there because the ink in here is a shimmer. That's why I'm agitating it. I love my Ecos. As I say, hopefully I'm planning on getting another one this week, but with a medium nib. Doing that because I've already got an Eco with extra fine, a fine, a broad, and a 1.1. So I want to get the medium, and then later on in the year, I'm planning to do a video where I compare all 5 of the nib sizes against each other. So we've got here a TWSBI Eco. It's got a 1.1 stub nib on it. There you are. You can see it stops. Leave it a second. It starts writing again. The price for this is approximately 59. So there we go again. Give it a couple of shakes. It's roughly 59 Aussie dollars. The ink by Diamine. There we go, really playing up. I'll say, yesterday when I was using this pen, it nearly went for a flight. I just didn't have enough time yesterday to give it the clean that I wanted to do. Merry. And didn't even get 2 letters there. Merry and bright. There we go. So I need to play around with that. I say, I think the issue is here with the nib and the feed. All I'll do is I'll just pull it out, give it a good clean. I might even give it a run through the ultrasonic, and hopefully that will address the issue. So that's a TWSBI Eco. So challenge for you here. The Fountain Pen Revolution Darjeeling, the Hondian, the Light of Hope, and the TWSBI Eco. They're the first 3 pens from this month's March's pens in use. If you've seen the shots, you'd have seen the next one is the Narwhal Key West in purple. So until we do the presentation, what do you think the theme is for next month? Can you guess it from those 4 pens? I'd be interested if anybody does get it, because it's a fairly, well, I think it's obvious, but I'm the one who created it, so I would think it's obvious. So let's go back to the comments. David, a general maintenance question. How long should a pen sit before being cleaned? And what constitutes using a pen in terms of when to clean it? Also, should one use flush and water or just water? That's an interesting one, that one. It depends. I know. Like here, because we're going through hot weather. So I think if it's hot, well, it helps if I switch back to the camera, doesn't it? Where's the mouse now? I've lost the mouse again. I'm forever losing the mouse. Here we go. That's a really good question. It depends. So I say here in the hot weather, I do tend to wash my pens out more often. Most of the time, I will only use a pen for one fill, then clean it and put it away because I've just got so many pens. but my Homo sapiens and the M1000, I'm going to keep inked up all the time. So the Homo sapiens, I'm using the same ink until that ink's all gone. And that's Diamine Fireside Snug. So with that one, I'm not cleaning it out between uses. It's a standard ink. It's a wet writing pen, so I'm quite happy with that. I would think I've got enough ink left for... let me get the bottle. There's the bottle. So I've got, I would say, enough ink there for another 3 months. And then after that, that'll get cleaned out. With the M1000, I'm going to follow the same thing. Unless I'm going to be changing the ink, I won't bother cleaning it out. I'll just clean out between fills. If I was having a sheening ink or a shimmer or chameleon, then that's a different story. I would actually clean out after each fill, purely because of what can happen. And I think that's what's happened with the Eco. It's not had this in that long, but I did have this inked up earlier with another shimmer ink. So I think it's just there's shimmer particles stuck in it. And hopefully giving that a really good deep clean through the ultrasonic will help a bit. You know, stupid computers. So we got there Tom. Let me put my eyes back on. Good questions, David. Blonde Scales 1. I'm being bad on pen cleaning and have several that need it. The moment, I've got none, but I did do a cleaning session during the week where I cleaned out 4. David, me too, hence the question. I've heard everything from every 2 weeks to twice a year. I have mostly internal piston pens, and they are a bugger to clean thoroughly. Yeah, they can be. What I try to do with my piston pens, like here with the Schuylkill. So this is a piston, but you can unscrew the nib unit. So I unscrew the nib unit, which makes it easier to get in there. Then what I do to actually clean it out is I'll clean out the nib unit. I'll clean out this by using a blunt nose syringe to inject water, just something that can inject water in there. So I keep doing that until that comes clean. Then I put them back together, and then I do a couple of passes, just filling and emptying so that anything that may have been left in that feed gets emptied out. That works for me. You can't do that with all pens though, so that's something to be aware of. David G, if I'm using the same ink, I clean mine every 3 fills. If changing ink, I do a deep cleaning and greasing. Shane, wow. Hello, welcome to you, Shane. Wow, that's a nice M1000. Absolutely is. And when it broke my heart paying that much money for a pen. Well, I didn't pay that much. I did get a bit of a, I think it was 11% discount because it was on sale at Pulper Ditch when I got it. I'd been waiting and waiting for a better discount, but nowhere had them on sale. David, for you, what constitutes deep cleaning? And then David, that's part of what I'm trying to figure out. This computer today. If you hear some rude words, you'll know it's me. I'm just going to try disconnecting that. All right, let's see how we go now. So, David, this is part of what I'm trying to figure out. Blonde Scales 1, I hate the slide converters. I do. I know it's my own fault because I bite my nails, but I find them really hard to use. David G, I take it apart and use just water, Q-tip and a towel. Once it's dry, I grease it back up. Yeah, this is another thing I do when I'm cleaning my pens out. I've got this tray here. I actually first saw it on I think that pen bloke, he showed it. So this was like a special offer, one-off thing from Coles, which is a local supermarket. So when I clean a pen, I leave it in there normally 2 or 3 days with it all taken apart, if I've taken it apart. Just really give it a chance to really thoroughly dry. Tony, if a pen is writing okay, I usually don't bother cleaning unless I'm changing ink colour. even then it's only a quick dash and go with water. Yeah, I say for me, my use case is very different because most of my pens, with having so many, I only use them one time. With the exception of the Homo sapiens and that M1000, because they're so bloody expensive, I want them inked up all the time. David, thanks, Tony. That's helpful. Since I have mostly internal piston Mont Blancs, I use Parker Quink almost exclusively, as it has a lubricant for the piston mechanism that helps to keep it loose. And then David, thanks, David. That helps a lot. Tony, I use Quink inked black or Waterman Serenity Blue in my latex sack pens, as they don't have phenol in them, which as they don't have phenol in them as anti-mold, both lubricated inks. Let me just turn this damn thing off. Maybe that might help with it. There we go, that's turned off now. Never work with computers. David, I did not know Waterman Serenity Blue had lubricant. Thanks. Blonde Scales 1, I've got nails and still hate them. Luckily, only my M&G fountain pens have them. Yeah, it's only my cheap ones that I've found. I've only got a couple. Tony, don't quote me on lube in Waterman. I use it as it flows well, so it might just be the surfactant. And we have a quick drink onto the cordial now. So we're on to, I think it's Orange Crush. I drink it really weak. And I use a pint pot full of ice first. Make sure it's nice and cool. Let's head back over to the iPad. And we'll take a look at what's coming up. So, last week's videos. On Monday, I did starter pens. So these are some recommended starter pens. A few people did question why the Lamy Safari and the Pilot Metropolitan weren't on there. Two reasons. The first one is I just wanted to try and fetch out some different ones than what a lot of people normally do. And then the second reason was I think the Hexo is far superior to the Lamy Safari. What I'm going to be doing to back up my claims, I think it's either next week or the week after, I'm going to be recording a video where I compare the Hexo and the Safari. They've both got broad nibs, so nib size-wise, they're comparable. Not sure, I can't remember exactly when that is going live. But so that's something I'll be recording, I say, in a couple of weeks. On Wednesday, we had my first impressions of the Hongdian 100. Very interesting pen. Quite like the look of it. Very pretty to look at as well. The nib, not overly impressed, but what I'm going to do is, this is one where it's not going to be the first pen, maybe the second or third. I'm going to, in the next few weeks, try and do some nib grinding myself. So what I'm doing, I'm just waiting to place the order from Temu. Reading on the Fountain Pens Australia Discord server, they were talking about nib grinding, they were talking about Dremels, which is what I was thinking of doing. And somebody suggested getting the electronic nail files, which are a lot cheaper on Team. The one I've seen on Temu is $10 Aussie. So I'm going to order that to give it a try. I'll start with Jinhao nibs because I've got that many Jinhaos, and if I mess them up, I'm not going to worry too much. But then I'm thinking of moving on to that and see if I can improve the nib any. On Friday, I did my first impressions of the Icky Na notebook. That's this one. Here we go, Icky Na. Where did I do the writing? That's where I did the writing. And I'm showing it to the camera, but you can't see, can you? Not overly impressed. So what I'm going to be doing with this one is I'll rip out the page that I did the testing on. Then that goes out into the garage, and then every so often we donate them all to salvos so they can sell them. What I've started doing is if a notepad doesn't meet what I want it to do, I'm not going to keep them anymore. I used to do that. It goes out and it gets into recycled essentially to salvos. Yesterday we had the members Zoom call. which was good. I say that was a week later than normal, but I enjoy doing them. Coming up this week, we've got tomorrow what I'm calling intermediate pens, so the 5 next level pens. So we've had the Chinese ones, we've had the recommended starter ones, so these are some recommended intermediate pens. Wednesday, we've got pens in use, is our February wrap-up. So that's how did I get on with the pens I used in February. On Friday, we've got the brand new pens in month. Did you guess it? It's DC Heroes. So all the pens in some way are inspired by a DC hero. Check them out on Friday to see which the heroes are and what my reasonings are. Then Saturday next week for members, we've got the March Ask Me Anything. Going to be actually recording it after this. 3 questions in there. I think it was 2 pen related, 1 bit more about me. And my book of the month, or book of the week, is Terry Pratchett's I Shall Wear Midnight. So I'm 3/4 of the way through this. I had another night where there was a bit of an accident. I was sat on the sofa, minding my own business, and a bottle of Viognier, which is a white wine, forced itself down my neck. I did not want to drink it. I was saying no, but it forced me to drink it. So what I do is when I've had a drink like that, I don't like to read. So hopefully that might get finished today, but more than likely it'll be tomorrow. Then I'll be on to Terry Pratchett and its Snuff. So that's what the presentation. Go back to the camera and head on back to the comments. Just close out of that, just in case I need to switch over to something else. David to Tony, I do need to switch over to something else. Let me be doing this whilst I talk. Eves.id. Just heading over to my website. Tom. So Tom, computers, aka confusers, absolutely. I mean, that's all I've ever wanted to do is work with computers, but sometimes they can be so frustrating when they don't do what you want. Blonde Scales 1, I still prefer AL Star to a Safari. Yeah, I've got to be honest, so do I. I think I enjoy my AL Star. And I don't know why it is. It's the exact same shape. But there's just something about the AL Star that feels nicer. Andreas, and with your blonde scales, AL Stars have more depth in the colours. Yeah, I would. I've only got one of each, but yeah, I would agree with that as well. David, someone on Fountain Pen Network also said that Pilot Irashizuku has lubricating components. Anyone know about this? I'm not sure about that, but I do have a couple of Irashizuku inks. I've got Momiji and Shinryoku. And when I've got a pen that is a problem with a lot of different inks, what I do is I tend to put one of those in, and that seems to usually fix the issue. So I don't know, there must be something here. There must be something in it. Blonde Scales 1, I like the feel of the AL Stars too. Jim, 30-inch belt grinder with 3000 grit is easier to control for nib grinding. Harbor Freight in the States. Yeah, I don't have room for a bench grinder. This is why I'm thinking about something where I can clamp the pen onto my desk, and that's why when they said about this nail file, I thought, well, that's cheap. I can try that out and see how it goes. Tony, I would hope that Pelican and Mont Blanc inks would be lubricated. Yeah, not sure about that. Blonde Scales 1, finally got my claws on the first 3 books I'm waiting on this year. I use something called Storygraph now. I used to use the Amazon one. What's it called? I can't remember its name anyway. I used to use the Amazon one, but at the start of this year, I switched over to Storygraph. So let me just go to the iPad. So this is Storygraph. So if I go to the stats, it says, come on, stats. There we go. So I like the stats this gives you. So at the moment, I'm up to 7 books. I said I wanted to read 25 for the year, so well ahead there. And then it gives some nice, that's the moods of the book, the pace of the books, how many page numbers, fiction or non-fiction. It breaks down by genre, some tags, whether it's digital or print, authors, so you can see what authors you're reading, and then number of books and pages, so you can see how I've been doing this month. I find that quite interesting. It's a lot better than the other one I was using. I can't remember. Oh, Goodreads, that's what it was. Goodreads. A lot of my books I borrow from the library. I use Libby, which lets you borrow ebooks from the library. And what I do is my Kobo syncs with Libby, so I can read them on my Kobo. I just borrow from the library where possible. If not, if I've got the print book, obviously I'll read the print book. If I can't read that, I will go and buy the ebook. Turning to Jim, I've got a Robert Sorby system that has a 3,000 grit belt that I can fit. I love that idea. David, good point about Mont Blanc and Pelican Inks. Never thought about that. John, welcome to you, John. Greetings all. I'm joining late. Never mind, you're never late. You're always on time. That's the way I look at it. My relationship with all my Lamis has been transformed by putting a 1-point stub on all of them. That's about 5 pens. Love them all now. Yeah, it's amazing also the difference a nib can make, isn't it? Blonde Scales 1. The wait is for books to be released in my library to get it in. Yeah, again, over here, the libraries are weird. I know, that's a funny way of putting it. So, like, I Shall Wear Midnight and virtually every other Terry Pratchett book being able to borrow from the library as an ebook. Snuff, they don't have it as an ebook. They've got it as an Audible book, but I've already actually got the Audible version of it. But they don't have the ebook. It's weird. I mean, why? But that's just Australia for you, I think. Jim, my preference for a broad nib is the 1.1 stub. Yeah, I do like my stubs. I like the line variation. Andreas, that's interesting, John. I bought several Lamy stub nibs, 1.1 through to 1.9, and haven't used them much yet. Planning practicing my penmanship over the next 3 months, so we'll give them a try. Yeah, I've got a 1.5, which I really like, but that's on the AL Star. Jim, 1.9 on Safari for my Spencerian practice. Okay, that's all the quotes. Let's head back over to the iPad. There we go. iPad, there we go. I'll tell you, none of my technology is working today. So anyway, here's the world map. So this is the map of where people are joining in and have said that they're happy for me to share the location. So there we go. So you can see there a bit of a fair geographical spread. If you're interested in being put on the map, just let me know. All I need is a location, not street address. I'm not interested in street addresses. Also, I do not associate a name with these. So as you can see, if you click on them, it just shows blank. And this is using Google Maps. So please, if you're happy for that, let me know the location and that you're happy. Unless people say they're happy for me to share it, I will not put it on here. So that's that. Where's that mouse gone again? There's the mouse. Back to the camera. I'm thinking this should be it for swapping to the stream. So we've got another couple of comments. So Tony, Garry, I've got a Kobo monthly subscription for my e-reading. Well worth it for me as read a lot. Yeah, I might look into that. I just need to see what books it covers. I did look at the Kindle one ages and ages ago, but a lot of the books I was reading they didn't have on there. So that's something I am going to look at because I normally read 2 or 3 books a month. Which is why I set that goal at 25. I thought just in case I've got a bad month. Okay, that's all the comments. So what we're going to do now is a membership giveaway. He says, hopefully, making doubly sure that I've still got some to give away. Yeah, I've still got 5 to give away. So what I'm going to do is give away 5 memberships which are valid for 1 month. The membership tier is available. So it's there. If you go to the YouTube community page, there's, I think it's called Join, whereas you can join in as a member. Everything that comes through the membership, anything that comes through super chats or super stickers, I think they're called, anything that comes through the advertising that YouTube does, everything that comes in through that is all spent on the channel. So, you know, that Pelican M1000, that was funded, I would say 50% by the money through the channel and 50% of what I put in from my own pocket. As I said, I'm looking at that 3776 with a music nib and an eco. That will be totally funded by the channel money. So the idea is I'm building stuff, you know, buying stuff which let me add to the channel. And I'm not just buying expensive things. You know, I also buy Chinese pens with it. Planning later in the year, although I may change my mind to, I've got the Yeti here, the blue Yeti, which I really, really like. But I'm thinking about getting a Rode Wireless Go, which is one where you clip on. So rather than having a fixed mic here, because when I move away from the mic, which I tend to do quite a lot, the sound fades. So that's there. So let's go and give away 5 memberships. So it should be popping up any second now with 5 names. So there we go. There's the second, there's the third, there's the fourth, and there's the 5th. So members, you get early access to most of my normal videos. So they normally go up 2 days earlier than they do for everybody else on the channel. We do a once a month Ask Me Anything, which is a short, under 10-minute video where I'll answer 3 questions that people have asked. We also do once a month a members Zoom call, so we actually get to talk to each other rather than me just talking and everybody else typing. So, and then I'm toying with various other ideas. Somebody suggested yesterday a pen pal group. You know, something I'm willing to look at. So we'll have a think on that. Okay, so congratulations to you. So John, I highly recommend the Kaweco Perkio calligraphy set. The pen is nothing special, but it comes with a 1.1, a 1.5 and a 1.9. They write beautifully. The pen is a bit plasticky, but also comfy. Yeah, I need to play. What I've got is that I need to play around with first. I've got a whole set of Pilot Parallels pens. Not really used them much. They were mainly bought because the loving wife wanted them for doing her craft stuff. But it never seemed to happen. So I might give them a try and see if I can get anything looking nice with those. Blonde Scales, sorry. Mouth's going dry today. Blonde Scales 1, I've got a Kaweco calligraphy set I need to play with. And we've got our memberships that are getting away. Jim, congrats to everyone. Shane, congrats. Blonde Scales 1, congrats. And then Ricardo. David, new members, welcome to the pen jungle. Yeah. Oh, welcome to the jungle. I can't. That was a song from, was it the 80s? Can't remember who did it. I've got a song now in my head. David, welcome aboard, new members. We got welcome there from Ted and congrats from Tom. Blonde Scales 1, Pen Pals would give us another excuse to use our pens. Absolutely, it will. The only thing, and I did mention this yesterday, which puts me off, is I'm not very good at writing letters. I really aren't. It's not so much I object to writing them. I just never get around to it. So I don't know if it's something I would be able to join in with, but certainly it's something I'm thinking about. As I say, it was raised yesterday. David Hemingway Jones does that. I can tell you the basics on how his pen pal club works. Yeah. So what I'm thinking, if we do go down this road, it's what we've got is in the Discord server. It should. I've not tried this yet. It should link up to YouTube. And if you're a member on YouTube, it should give you access to some members only content on the Discord server. So that's where I'm thinking we can then have people where they could, where they could put their addresses and we can swap like that. So I say, just thinking about that. David, to Blonde Scales 1, yes, it would. Wow. Shane, Guns N' Roses, that's it. I say it's still singing away in my head now. I won't even attempt to sing it out loud because that would destroy the song. Jim, I've also have parallels in 1.5, 2.4 and 3mm to play with, along with a folded nib. Awesome. Blonde Scales 1, I was waiting for the evil laughter. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Tony, the Discord server would be a reasonably secure location for a pen pal address list. Congrats to new members. Blonde Scales 1, I'm never sure what to write. I aren't either. I did do on a live ages ago. We did a discussion about what you could potentially write in pen pal letters. Let's see if I did take notes. I'm just trying to remember. Do you know, even my iPad's playing up now? Maybe it was, I don't know, I've got that many places where I keep stuff. Just doing a quick search through. No, that's not the right thing. There, that's the right one. I think it's in Obsidian. Come on, give me my search. So what we want to search for is pen pal. I did a thing, I did make notes. See if I can find them. Pen pal. No, I can't find it. I thought it was in notes. Let me just have a quick look in my notes. I remember I saw it the other day. One last thing. No, I will find it, but we did do a chat about that, so that's something I can share on the if we do go down this road. Andreas, I've got several Pilot Parallel cartridges I don't need. If you want, I'll send them to you. Thanks for the offer, but I'm going to actually fill the ones I've got with my ink. But thank you so much for the offer. What I'm planning on doing is trying a couple of the Extreme Sheen inks in them, because I think they look really nice. So that's all the comments. So thank you all for your time. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'll take my glasses off. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. As I've already said, there is membership there available. Everything that comes in goes towards helping to support the channel. Put my glasses back on again. Let's see if there's any more comments. Okay, I'll leave the comments open whilst the outro is playing. We've managed to get to an hour today, even with all them technical issues. So thank you all for your time. I'm just trying to find the entry here for the outro video. There it is. Just so it's ready to click. Actually, I can fetch it up on here now. But thank you all. It's been awesome to chat with you. Hopefully the technical issues will be solved before next week. I will have a play. So if you should happen to see a live during the week, it's me testing. So don't worry about that. But it's me just testing to see what's going on. So thank you all for your time, and I'll talk to you again soon.